Welcome to this special edition of the State Connect, a one-of-its-kind initiative on ET Now, where we connect various sectors, industries with the voices that can make the decision. They keep people in state governments. Now, as we get back together to rebuilding our economy and struggling with the aftermath of COVID-19, it's very important to figure out what states are doing. They are, after all, at the forefront of the battle against COVID-19 and have to balance lives and livelihood. To kick off this series today, we're starting with a very crucial state which contributes about 15% of India's GDP. I'm talking about the state of Maharashtra, a highly industrialized state, also a state which has borne the brunt of COVID-19, which is why it's important to know how Maharashtra will deal with what comes next. And speaking to me on this today is Mr. Subhash Desai, Industries Minister in the government of Maharashtra. Mr. Desai, welcome to this special series.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Let me begin by just getting your assessment of how bad the situation is. We know that Maharashtra has been badly impacted and quite hit with COVID-19. It's also a very highly industrialized state, and a lot of the industry and factories and workshops fall within the red zone. What is your current assessment of the situation?
You rightly said Maharashtra has been badly impacted with the COVID-19 spread, and we are busy battling this challenge. Every member of this government, everybody, all the people together, we are fighting to contain the spread and stop corona. Anyway, we see that the highly populated areas like Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Thane, Aurangabad, Malegaon, Pune, here we see the growth in the infection. And therefore, we are very steadfastly, we have been controlling situation in these areas. We have categorized this area as red zone. And here we don't allow any activities, commercial or industrial activities or social activities have been banned. This lockdown is seriously exercised here in this red zone. Other than the red zone, orange and green zone, which is the largest area, here we have allowed some industrial activities, and we have permitted the factories to launch their production. More than 50,000 units have entered into production, and more than 10 lakh workers have resumed their jobs. But in the red zone, we cannot allow. Yesterday, the union government has extended the lockdown, and Maharashtra is also very seriously implementing this lockdown situation in this particular area.
But Mr. Desai, in lockdown 4.0, and we are in lockdown 4.0 while we are speaking, there will be more commercial activity allowed than before if they are not containment zones. Do you see some easing of rules and relaxations for these red zones where at least there can be some commercial activity allowed, or will it be the same stringent measures?
Our first and foremost challenge is containment. So naturally, in red zone, we will have to move very cautiously. In containment zones, we cannot allow any movement. Other than all other areas where the containment zones have not been identified, here some activities and single unit shops or single unit offices can be allowed. Like we have also allowed SIBs, that is ACZ in Mumbai. We allowed diamond bores for international trade. So these activities, they are in the zone where there is no containment. So naturally, all areas, and Mumbai, these containment zones number is also growing up. So here we cannot allow any activity. But slowly, life must go on. And people's needs, daily needs, their essential services or essential commodities. Here we are very free to allow by scrutinizing the requirements.
Okay. This is also a forum for us to bring to you, Mr. Minister, the questions from industry and what industry wants to know. So I have a question here, and it's an interesting, important one from Mr. Rajiv Bajaj of Bajaj Auto. Now, we know that auto is a huge industry in Maharashtra, in the belts of Chakan, Pune, etc., and in and around those areas. Auto sector has been hit badly. But this is an important question across industry, and Rajiv Bajaj is asking, how can big multi-tiered industries work unless the people and material needed for the targeted capacity of operations is ensured across all zones? Now, this is a complaint we hear very often, sir, that you have a red zone, then you have a green zone, then you have an orange zone. But for businesses, the material and people are across zones. This division has come now. So how will they actually function if you have these divisions? How will there be movement of material and people?
We all understand that we are passing through very, very challenging situation. The first time we are facing such a grave situation. And though we have allowed some factories to start their production in green and orange zone, they are also facing difficulties, finding their labor, bringing their labor back, then procuring their raw material, dispatching their finished goods. There are many challenges and issues that they are facing. It takes time to normalize everything. It may take a little more time, but we here in government are very serious supporting the industrial activities, and we listen to their grievances and we try to understand each and every query that they raise. It is complete hand-holding. My officers, everyone in industry department, MIDC members, they are attending every industrialist, every entrepreneur, so that he should not face difficulties anymore. But given the conditions that we have lost those many days production and all that support, now to bring back everything on track takes time. But yes, slowly we are normalizing. Slowly everything is coming on track.
So, sir, there is a race going on right now between all the states to make sure that they're back on track, faster. And we have states tweaking their laws, trying to make it easier to set up. So my next question to you is actually two-part. It's about labor, the labor workforce, and we have seen this situation with migrant workers. It's been a horrific situation. What is the impact is going to have on industries in Maharashtra? Now, we know that 20% of the workforce in Maharashtra is, you can call them migrant workers. Do we have any assessment of what percentage has now left the state? How will industries come back and start working if they don't have labor? Who is going to do all of this work?
Going by your assessment, if 20% migrant laborers have left, still
no, I've said 20% of Maharashtra's workforce are migrant labor. Yes. I do not know how many have left. Okay. That you will have to tell us.
So part of that chunk they have left. Some are still staying back and working. But more than 80% labor force is available here. They are locals and they are willing to work. They have joined the factories who have launched their productions again. So this labor force is not a very, very big challenge. And we have some skill. We are now establishing Industrial Employment Bureau with the active cooperation of my two other colleague departments, that is Skill Development Department and Labor Department and Industry Department. Together, they are forming this bureau, and we will provide. First, we will enroll the job seekers, those who want jobs in different categories, unskilled, skilled, semi-skilled. and will understand the requirement of the industries and will provide this data. They can choose from this pool of workers. We are also, we are already, our skill development corporation in the state is very active since last 3-4 years. And we have designed very short-term courses where these youngsters, they get opportunity to get trained, and this workforce is available. Maharashtra is fortunate to have trained, educated manpower. We get about 10,50,000 students every year who pass out from the universities from different streams, technical, engineering, medical, management, all these from streams. Then students pass out holding graduate degrees in their hands. So this workforce is available. I don't believe anywhere in India this big chunk of trained and educated workforce is available. And that is the reason why for industries, Maharashtra has been the preferred destination for investment. And they attract. That is why we call Maharashtra magnetic Maharashtra.
But having said that, sir, the fact is that a large part of the workforce is migrant workers, whether it's street hawkers, taxi drivers, shopkeepers, there is, I can go on and on. So from what you are saying, am I understanding that the focus is not really going to be on bringing these migrant workers back, but replacing them with local talent? Your version of going vocal for local?
Yes, of course. This state works for the population, and we have rules. 80% jobs are already reserved for the locals, and we now encourage them to come forward, and we advise our industrialist friends to give the opportunities to the locals so they can bridge the gap. That is one thing, and hopefully. It's not true that every migrant worker who has left the state will stay in their village or in their state. No. Some of them would like to come back and join their jobs. So there is this possibility also. And we are now building our own industrial workers force. So with all these measures, I don't think industry in Maharashtra will face any difficulty.
Okay, I have some more questions, sir, and this is a great opportunity to hear these questions straight. This one comes from Niranjan Hiranandani. He's a well-known developer and head of Naredco as well. He's asking, why are most of US companies going to Vietnam and not to India? 23 or 42 companies leaving China. Out of them, only 2 are opting for India. Now, a specific Maharashtra question. He's asking, why is power cost so high in Maharashtra and lower in Gujarat and Karnataka? So why should companies opt for Maharashtra and pay a higher power cost? And his third question is, UP and MP have changed their labor laws. He's calling them labor reforms. What will you do in Maharashtra?
Laws here in Maharashtra are labor friendly. At the same time, they are industry friendly also. There is no conflict between the management and the labor. We manage both the ends comfortably well. Now, all these people who want to serve here, certainly they compare the tariff of electricity, industrial power. And here we are very busy. We have almost reached the solution. And we are making power tariff equal with neighboring states. So there won't be any difficulty in case of industrialists who compare power rates here and other states.
When will this be done, sir? When will this be done? When will we have this announcement?
We were about to implement this, and suddenly we had to face this corona issue. Anyway, but now we are approaching this situation, and our tariff would be also affordable for the industries.
Okay, I just want to ask a follow-up question on the labor laws. Now, a lot of states, not just UP and MP, a lot of states have made the work shifts from 8 hours to 12 hours. Other states have made it easy to hire and fire. Now, you are right, a balance must be drawn where it is labor friendly as well as industry friendly. Is Maharashtra planning to implement any changes to its existing labor laws?
You mentioned in the beginning that Maharashtra is the most industrially developed state in the country. How people could find Maharashtra as a land of opportunities, and they find this atmosphere comfortable, industry friendly. The laws are not draconian laws. They are industry friendly. If the new investors, they want any concessions or they want any clarification, we are here to clarify everything, and we will see. We'll ensure that they will not face any difficulties. But our laws, they have not been made today or yesterday. Last 60 years, these laws have been formed, and they are perfect laws. They make the balance of both the sides, management, or owners, and the workers. So we don't see that we have to drastically change all the laws. No. But still, we are open for negotiations, discussions, and we will address their issues.
Okay. I have a question over here, sir, that a lot of people are asking, Mr. Minister, which is a very practical problem. Now, as businesses, big, small, I'm talking about small shops also and big factories also, our office spaces, service sector, as they want to restart, the problem is how are their employees, how is the staff going to travel, especially in a city like Mumbai, where there is so much dependence on public transport. Not everyone has their own vehicle. Very few percentage of people actually do. How will they actually restart business unless public transport is put in place? Is there a plan for public transport?
City like Mumbai, I have, in the beginning, I have explained that we have a very big challenge here. Corona spread is really threatening. And here we don't allow any activities, total lockdown here in Mumbai. But areas outside Mumbai city, there the activities have been permitted. But in city, I'm sorry, we cannot still take easy breath here. We have to still follow the rule. And in Mumbai, everything will not be open. We'll have to wait till things come to normalcy.
What is your assessment, sir, internally? When will things come to normal? Because everyone is drawing up charts and projections.
Now, as of today, we have to wait till May end. And in the first week of June, let us see if the things improve. If the spread is contained, certainly government would not like to continue with the lockdown. We will be coming with more simplified systems.
Do we have any idea of the health and medical infrastructure? There is a lot of concern about the city of Mumbai and, whether we're running out of hospital beds. We hear all of these stories. There is an opportunity here as well, sir, where you can focus on building medical infrastructure. It will lead to, activity, industry as well. Do we think we are in a bad situation in terms of medical infrastructure in Mumbai?
Of course, we have to be ready to face any challenge and any growth in the number of patients. But still, we are creating new facilities. We just visited so many places like Worli Dome, Race Course, BKC, Bombay Kurla Complex of MMRDA, and NESCO Exhibition Center. All these centers have been converted into COVID care centers. And thousands of patients, thousands of people who would be accommodated here. They will be taken care of. So government and the municipal corporation is creating more and more facilities, and we will not face any difficulty for the admissions of the patients here in Mumbai.
Okay, I have to ask you one more question, sir. This is now from the Retail Traders Welfare Association, your shopkeepers, basically. And the question essentially is, who will take responsibility of staff safety and sanitization of shops and the area once, it starts functioning? There is also a question about your non-essential kind of shops. They are asking, why cannot government allow us to supply the non-essential goods that are lying in our shops directly to Mumbaikars or across the state actually? Why can we not have home deliveries?
Good question. That is the reason why we are not allowing commercial activities to grow. Because the government takes care, our first priority, point, or our topmost priority is people's welfare. We cannot compromise with people's health. And that is the reason we don't allow. On one side, some people are demanding to open up. And there are people who express their concerns over the spread of corona. So naturally, now we have implemented the lockdown in a more and more strict way. So it is my request to one and all to cooperate, follow the rules. Let us maintain the social distancing. Let us use face masks. Let us use hand sanitizers. With all these measures and following the experts' advices, we must continue with our fight with corona. And together we shall certainly win. And time will come. The number of spread or growth will stop.
Mr. Desai, just a question about employment. We are already hearing of wide-scale, sackings in big companies, in smaller companies where most of the employees are. The numbers are not even known of to what extent people have lost jobs and lost salaries or reduced their income. What is the state going to do about this?
Yes.
From your point of view, how will you encourage more employment?
Recently, Government of India has announced a package. It's a huge package, and there are many ways they come to support the industries, particularly these MSMEs, small and medium and micro industries. Now, Government of Maharashtra is also busy in preparation of its scheme to support the industry to improve their cash flows. We are coming out with this scheme, and naturally we want to support and see and ensure that no employee suffers. So our scheme, along with the Government of India scheme, will strengthen the efforts of the entrepreneurs.
Can you give us some idea of what the contours of this scheme will be and how you will strengthen them?
Yes. First, we are stopping all the recoveries. We are extending periods for their repayments. That is one area. Second, we have now made some reforms in power sector so that they don't have to pay certain charges like fixed demand charges. They have been waived. Again, we are offering some incentives in form of cash flow by introducing the scheme of interest subsidy. That would be very, very helpful for the small-scale industries. So our package would be announced soon, and I can give you more features soon.
Okay. Last word from you, Mr. Desai. How will you ensure that Maharashtra retains its position as, a big contributor to the GDP, as an easier place to do business, looking at the fact that this is a state which is bearing the brunt of COVID-19? What lessons are there for the future?
See, Maharashtra has inherent power, inherent strength, the entrepreneurship spirit. With this spirit, we will not stop. Maharashtra will research and come up and reach to the topmost position in the whole country. We have that strength, we have the plan, and we have the resolve. and with the entrepreneurship spirit that prevailing in the youth of Maharashtra, we will certainly fight back and come to most colorful situation soon.
Okay, but I promised that was the last question, but I must ask you one more. You are right, there's a great entrepreneurial spirit, but often, and this is not just in Maharashtra, in several states, there is a problem of Inspector Raj and of every layer of administration understanding the rules in their way. So central government may say something, state government may say something, district collector or district magistrate looks at it the other way, the officer on the ground looks at it the other way, and anyone hoping to do business has to deal with all of the layers. How will we make this easier, not harder? You're smiling, sir, because you know what I'm saying is true.
I don't know why, but there is a perception that all the administrative procedures are difficult. No more in Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, we have simplified. We have brought down the number of permissions from 75 to 25. And again, this time for new investors, we have rolled out a package where we say Mahaparvana, the master permission. One single permission would allow new investor to launch their production. And slowly they can apply and get more and more licenses as per the rules and acts. But for launch of their production, they don't have to wait for a longer time. One single permission will empower them to start production.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Desai, for your time. And thank you for joining us on the State Connect.
Thank you very much.